One of my greatest passions is to get to the truth about who we are. Who we are, who you are as an individual. Who are you? We're so focused on who other people are. We're always watching stories on the news or anything else about who everybody else is, what they believe, the injustices they do and all that. But the one thing that we don't truly focus on is who we are. We identify ourselves who we are through different titles we give to ourselves, right? But what's a title? It's kind of a label. And if you label yourself as something, you start to believe this is who I am. But I want to get deeper to that, deeper than that. Like when I study the Bible, for instance, the thing I do is I get to the etymology of the Hebrew and Greek words that the Bible was written in. The etymology, it means the root meaning of the words. I want to go deep. I want to get to the root of it. But the thing that my calling is to know who I am so I can discover what I have been given and learn how to use it and use it well. I know what my parents told me I am, who they told me I am, who I'm supposed to be. I know what religion told me who I am, what I'm supposed to be, how to climb this ladder to try to get there. But honestly, who am I now? You know, one of the names that God used for himself in the Old Testament is I am. Even Yeshua himself, he said that when they asked who he was. We're looking for Jesus of Nazareth, and he says, I am. But what does that mean? What's the meaning? Was it just the name, or is it something that goes way deeper than just announcing a name? It is the essence. What was the essence of Christ? A lot of people confess that Christ is God. So if God is his true essence, his true nature, that's telling you something that goes deeper than just seeing, behold, the man. Yeah, on the outside, he looks like the man. But on the inside, what was in him? Where did this power that came out of him come from? He could speak to people and they would experience healing. He could touch somebody. They'd experience healing. Healing is deliverance from something that is trying to harm you. What about deliverance from a false identity? See, that's the thing that I think if I were to say I have a ministry, my ministry would be getting to who we truly are, our identity, and what is that identity? As a human, as a whatever you do for a career, as whatever side you are on politics, is that your true identity? Or can we get to the root of who you are, and the root would be in spirit who you are? That way your spirit and your soul can align together so that you will think in the mind of Christ. You have the mind of Christ, but are you using it? That's something I say quite frequently on my videos, and it's something that I ask myself. I have the mind of Christ. That's what Scripture says. If I confess that I believe what Scripture says, then how come I'm not walking in it? And so many people don't walk in it. In fact, they find it offensive when you try to teach this oneness because they've been duped by religion. They've been duped by what they hear other preachers say. All these recycled messages that just keep on getting passed on over and over and over again. But they keep on walking in the same identity, the same belief about who they are. You can talk to so many people that call themselves Christians, Jehovah's Witnesses. They call themselves the only true Christians. And then you've got others that call themselves Christians, and they have denominations, which separate them from the other Christians. And these are just all of these useless things, these useless ideas, because it's all false identity. What is a Christian? A Christian is a Christed one. So what is a Christed one? Knowing who you are, knowing what you have within, and knowing how to use what you've got, right? Jesus said to his disciples, go make disciples, right? But a disciple is somebody that is under discipline. That's where disciple comes from the word discipline. It's somebody that's being trained. Trained for what? To do good works and all that? That's great. Okay, but how about knowing who you are? Yeshua says, there's so many things I have yet to tell you, but you're not ready for it yet. What? Yeah, there's so much I want to tell you, but you're not ready for it yet. Why? Because you'll be offended. You'll be offended because you got to do things your way. Why is that? Because you got this residual stuff that you're hanging on to that needs to be dissolved. He said, even greater things than I do, you will do. How is that possible? And most people will say, well, that's because there's so many people now, that we can spread out more. We can go preach the message more. But what about you as an individual? How can you do even greater things than Jesus? That seems impossible if you really read the accounts of the Gospels. See, what we are doing is we are sleeping. Wake up. It says wake up all throughout the scripture. What is that? Is that a literal sleep, or is that something in the spirit? Are you keeping your spirit dormant and not letting your spirit arise and awaken your soul, awaken your mind, so that you can be in alignment with the spirit? Yeshua, when he was sleeping in the boat, he rose up and commanded the sea to calm down, to be still, to be at peace. Shalom. See, you have the spirit in you. That is your true essence. But is it just sleeping in the boat, in your body? Or are you rising up to who you truly are? Are you awakening to who you truly are and then releasing that power within?